kind of came up just short in the results. Personally, do you measure yourself by the wins and the losses, or do you just kind of say, just tonight wasn't our night?
Of course, I wanted to win. Yeah, we want to win, but yeah, definitely a step in the right direction for me. Saved more pucks today, so yeah, I'm very happy to do that for the team.
For sure. A couple bets on the blue line, but there's also a couple of young defenders like Viro and Johansson. How do you personally work with a couple of kids that are still kind of trying to find their game at this level?
Just trying to be supportive. I know how tough it is to be here the first year for them, so just let them know what to think about and how to play it. The game is different here, so just try to support them as much as possible. Talked with them on the ice and all that. So yeah, be supportive. That's it.
For sure. And last year was just you and Janten Berggren, and then this year you have Andreasson, Johansson, Edvinsson. Does it kind of feel a little more like home this year for you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was fun with Bergen, but now it's even more fun. I mean, I can't complain. It's yeah, really good guys.
For sure. And then last one for me, just kind of talk about the emotions in your crease, kind of battling there, and then 9 seconds left, Hanas hits that shot to tie the game up.
Oh, that was I think my adrenaline exploded. It was amazing. Happy to see the fans react the way they did too. So yeah, it was goosebumps. Yeah.
That's all for me. Thanks, Victor.
Thank you.
Actually, Victor, that's all for tonight. Thank you.
Giovanni, you had a big goal to open this one up tonight. Do you feel like you get more fired up when you're mixing it up physically or when you're putting pucks in the net?
Definitely being physical and scoring goals.
You opened up last night really playing hard physically, and it kind of carried over into tonight. Was the locker room kind of still riding on the high of last night's emotional win?
No, every game it's a new game, so kind of have being a hockey player, you have to have short-term memory loss and just get ready for the next game.
For sure. How did that conversation go with Douglas in the penalty box after that scrap?
I don't know.
You've been yo-yoed between Detroit and here in Grand Rapids this season. Between the emotional up and downs, how do you kind of keep focused on playing your game and maintaining your role as a leader of this team?
I just wake up every day and just thankful for my position and where I've been, and just keep a positive attitude.
For sure. That's all for me. Thanks, Giovanni.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next up, hold on, one more. Elaine Shercliffe, take it away.
On that first goal, can you guys talk about how you guys made that happen? Because you were alone. Like they didn't even really know that you were over there, the other team.
Yeah, it's a great play by me, great shot by me. I guess I'll give credit to the passer, Pontus.
And then you have the great ability to be able to balance your grit with your skill, so that one doesn't outshine the other. How do you go about doing that to make sure that you're keeping a handle of both aspects of the game?
I just go out there and I just play hard, and I just try to have fun. Sometimes I'll score, sometimes I'll fight. It just happens. Hockey's hockey. You can't really control anything, but just your work ethic.
And then last one from me. What are you kind of seeing positives from the team these past two games, especially from the standpoint of being able to just come back from any deficit that you have?
Since I've been here, we've always been a team that will come back and win big games. So it doesn't surprise me at all. We just got to keep working. It's a long season, so if we keep it up and keep winning more games, it's going to put us in a nice position.
Coach, you guys again kind of brought the physicality to start off tonight. Do you think the players were still kind of riding high on the wave of emotions from last night's win?
We didn't want them to rest on their laurels, but I do think that the game plan was pretty consistent of getting pucks by, being physical, make them defend. They've got some skilled players that we think that when you take away time and space, they're not as effective. So that was our game plan. But anytime you start to win a few games, you start to have a little success. Yeah, you're going to get some confidence, but you can't just rest on your laurels. So you got to make sure that you're continuing to do what got you that success.
Against the top power play unit in the league, you know, the emphasis has been on taking not as many penalties. How do you toe the line between playing with an edge and not giving this team opportunities to score with man advantage?
Well, I think you look at the last in the overtime. I thought for the most part, the last two games we didn't take that many penalties, or at least stupid penalties, and then in the overtime we took a cross-checking penalty or tripping penalty because we weren't in a great spot, and then we go and take a penalty for punching a guy in the face, and that's just dumb.
And then last one for me, Victor Brattstrom really stepped up and put together a big game in that. And I mean, you've seen him last year rebound from the slow start to the season. This time around, does he really feel like he has more confidence in his game?
I think you're seeing growth in his game for sure, from where he came over last year to where he is now. I think you're seeing progress development, so that is very encouraging. And I thought overall he had a very solid game tonight. The last goal in overtime, it's a 5-on-3 to begin with, and then the shot hit the stanchion between, which there's a little separation. It was supposed to come out if in a perfect world would come out the weak side, but it hit a kind of a stanchion there and came out the wrong side, and just kind of a fluke play.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
On to Elaine Shercliffe.
Normally I ask you what's wrong with the special teams, but tonight I'm going to ask you what's right. The PK, I know that, you know, the numbers don't say that they're doing so hot, but the past two games, they definitely gave the power play, the best power play in the league, run for their money. What do you have to kind of say about how the PK did?
Well, the past two games, the first game against Toronto, what were we last night? They still scored 2 power play goals, correct?
Correct, they
And
did. Yeah.
and all in all, I thought we did a really good job. At the end of the day, you know, your best penalty killer is your goaltender. And I thought tonight Victor was very good, made some key stops, but I thought all in all, we didn't give up too many grade A chances on the power play. And when we got a opportunity to block shots, I thought we did a good job of that. And then we needed a key save tonight. We got a key save. And like I said, the last goal is just kind of it's a 5-on-3. You can't put yourself in those situations. And I thought that it was an errant bounce off a stanchion that, you know, when they missed the net, it was in a perfect world, that puck is going out the weak side and we have a chance to get the puck on it. Just, you know, fluky bounce.
Yeah. Now, how do you get the guys to kind of keep that balance between being an agitator, but also focusing on their skills at the same time?
Well, you can't just run around and be a complete donkey and decide we want to play hard and play physical, but play between the whistles. And, you know, we're not here to take stupid penalties. And there's a game within the game. And I think that finding that balance, some of our players that have that potential to play that kind of that role, you saw us kind of cross it tonight. And as a result, we were down 3-on-5 in the overtime, and we ended up really just giving up a point tonight.
Yeah. And then the last one for me, we're a month into the season. Kind of what are you seeing from the team and what can they do to have an upward trajectory moving forward?
Well, you know, recently I've liked our resiliency. We've been a little bit better in the last couple games. I guess overall we focus on better starts, which I think we've seen glimpses of. But I think competing for 60 minutes, you know, the games that we've lost or haven't had success in, and even some of the games that we've won, we haven't got off to great starts. We've had lulls in our game, which has kind of backfired. But we got to continue to work on defending. It's encouraging tonight that we had very solid goaltending, and we weren't. I think our goals against average before the game is a little bit over 4. So when you're giving up 3 or less, 2 or 3 goals, you certainly have a chance to win the hockey game, especially with the offense that we have.
Perfect. Thank you.